All right, we are live. It is Monday. It is August 10th, and it is time for our Dream Team call. And so tonight, we are going to be talking about time management. Somebody is unmuted, and I don't know who it is or how they got unmuted, but whoever it is, make sure that you are muted. Keep hearing like a dog barking or something in the background. I'm not sure what it is. Can you guys hear that, or is it just me? Am I just being crazy? Whoever it is, yeah, I know. I don't know who it is, and I don't know how they would have gotten. I know. Okay, good. I'm not going crazy. All right, cool. So just make sure that everybody stays muted. Just give it a double check. Somebody's got the wrong login. Okay. So tonight we're talking about time management. My name is Melanie Mitro. If I have never met you before, I just want to introduce myself. I know that we have the entire Dream Team organization on this call tonight. So some of you might be my personally sponsored coaches and some of you are not. So I just want to welcome you guys to our Monday night team call. And this is my family here. I have two little boys. We just got back from the beach. Landon and Bryce are 4 and 6, and that's my husband, Matt. And we just spent a week and a half we were in Gulfport, Mississippi, visiting Val Bozzo and her team, and then we were at Destin for our family vacation. And I have spent so much time just really reflecting and doing personal development and spending some time with my family and just a lot of things that I have personally reflected on, and I just feel like time management comes up over and over and over again. And it's the one thing that we just struggle with to really get ourselves, to get a hold of because we're so passionate about our business that it can consume us. So tonight we're going to talk about my top time management tips, and I've got a list of them here that I'm going to go over with you. It's going to be interactive too. I'm going to give you some resources that'll help you with your time management also. All right, this is being recorded, so if for any reason you get cut off or you can't get in, know that you'll be able to go back and listen to the recording. All right. And Brandy, the phone, it should have worked. Hopefully that pin should have worked for you guys to log in. All right. So let's just go through some announcements. So for the month of August, we have the Cize Challenge Pack that's on sale. So a challenge pack is your Shakeology and your fitness program. So this is Cize workouts with the nutrition guide, the program manual, and all the great fixins that come with it. It does not come with the food storage containers from the 21-day fix, although they do recommend you use that. So I've been suggesting that as an add-on to coaches who don't, or customers who don't already have that. There's also the Cize Kickstart and Shakeology. So the Kickstart is the challenge pack, 30 days of Shakeology and the Cize program, and then it also comes with the 3-day refresh, and that's $180 for the month of August. And then we have the 3-day refresh and Shakeology, which is also on sale, and the challenge pack is $140. So those are the three things that are going on right now for the month of August. So if you are trying to start a challenge group or you're struggling with getting people to see the value, the Cize Challenge Pack, the 3-day refresh, literally it's like buying a bag of Shakeology and getting a free refresh or a free Cize. With any challenge pack that you order, you get 30 days of on-demand, so they get to try out all the on-demand workouts. Now they have the challenge du jour, which means there's like a workout of the day that you can log in and do that's different than the home fitness program. So there's all sorts of great options. So it's the way you spin it, it's the way you talk about it, it's the value you create. But those are great starting points for people that are giving you price objections is Cize and 3-day refresh. All right. Zandra, if you live in Gulfport, this is total side note, make sure you hook up with Val Bozzo and her team down there. They host local Super Saturdays and training events, and it would be great for you to connect with those coaches and be a part of what they're doing locally down there as well. I know they're going to be starting their Fit Club again, so it would be a great way for you to connect with people. All right? Okay. Team Beachbody Cup is going on right now. So for anybody that is on a cup team, everybody should be, if you've been a coach for a little while, you were here with us in July when we were trying to get this organized. But Team Beachbody Cup is teams of 5. It's not team specific. It is 5 coaches get together, you form a team, one person's the team leader, and here are just some things for you. We're going to talk a little bit about the Team Cup, but here are some things to help you set goals as you're progressing into the second full week of Team Cup. So if you haven't checked out the leaderboards, it's up in the Coach Online office. You can actually go in there. You can see what the top 25 teams are. You can see where your team stacks up against the other teams. You should have gotten an email at the end of last week with your team's total number of points and the breakdown. So what are you shooting for? What is your goal for the Team Cup? If you are a team that it really wants to win it, you want to be one of the top 10 teams, or you want to be the grand prize team that earns a trip to LA to meet Carl Dessler, who's the CEO, and tour Santa Monica, the coach headquarters, and do an exclusive workout with one of the celebrity trainers, then you're going to be working with your team, all 5 of you, to max out on points, to really just over and above, overshoot the number of Success Club points that you can get, right? And you can gauge that based on where those top 25 teams are at right now. Or you could be somewhere in the middle where you're saying to yourself, you know what, I just want to earn Success Club 5 or 10. Our team wants to win the Tier 1, the Tier 2, the Tier 3 prizes. We want to get the Cize apparel, the Cize hat. We want to get the selfie stick. So these tiers are going to help you to set goals, to know where you need to fall in order to achieve those goals. So if you guys want to earn Tier 1, 2, and 3, then you need to have a total of 75 team points in August, and everybody in your team has to hit Success Club 10. So that's just some of the guidelines to help kind of move you along and inch you forward with this. All right, so I know that the next slide here, I want to go to this one and then we'll go back, but Team Cup tips. So a couple of things as I've been talking with other teams and I've been talking with my own team. My team, we've already held our first Team Cup Zoom call. We're going to do our second Team Cup Zoom call this week. But if you are the leader of the group, then number one, have you created a Facebook group, a closed Facebook group where you can communicate with your team? Number 2, have you set up a live Zoom chat? Go to zoom.us. Here you go, www.zoom.us. Everybody can go there. You can create a free account. It can be up to 7 members for 45 minutes for free. It downloads on your computer. It's really easy to use. Go through it. Just start a meeting and play around with it before you host your first one. It's very easy to do. You can actually download the Zoom app right to your phone, and you can actually do the Zoom meetings from your phone as well. So you have an audio option. You can call in just from the phone, or you can do the video as well. But why do I encourage you guys to set up a group and do a Zoom chat? Number one, I want you to get to know each other. Get to know your team. What are your team goals? Say to your team, I'm holding myself accountable to you, and my goal is to get 25 Success Club points in the month of August. My goal is to advance my business from emerald to diamond. My goal is to invite 20 people every single day. My goal is to get better at tracking and following up, right? So you want to set goals. And then in your page, in your closed Facebook page, your goal is to share your tips or Facebook posts that are getting a lot of traffic, or scripts for inviting or follow-up, or maybe you want to run a new challenge group every single Monday of every single month for the month of August. So between the 5 of you, you're each going to take a different challenge group and be in charge of the post for that week. But this is a great place for you 5 people to develop a friendship, a relationship, to work together, share ideas, and really push each other outside of your comfort zone. If you guys look, see where I have this box here on this slide, you see where it says training tools? I've screenshotted this right from the Coach Online office. You log into your Coach Online office, you're looking at your home screen, you see where it says Coach Breaking News. There's a section where you click on it, it says training tools. And here is some training tips that they're giving you all around the Team Cup. So training tips, the bigger your list, the better your results. So if you click on that right there, it's going to take you to a section that talks about creating your list, how to use the memory jogger, how to find new people, Just some tips for you guys to find new people. Are you sending friend requests every single day on your personal Facebook page? Are you looking for suggested friends? Are you going to your husband's account on Facebook and looking for people that you have 4 more mutual friends with? Are you going to your best friend's Facebook page and looking at her friends list and finding mutual friends? That's like a memory jogger in itself. Just the simple act of scrolling through your friends' friends makes you realize, oh, I'm not friends with that person, or I'm not, and then just friending those people, not necessarily saying anything just yet, but sending them a friend request, right? So that's expanding your list. Every time you send a friend request, you put those people on your list. Training tips, hitting the ground running. Another one is 5 tips to end the month strong. New products open the door to help more. 1 daily post to attract the most. It's talking about posting. 2-step summit prep. Well, that's kind of past, but the 15-minute why focus. Success is built on your why. The clearer your why, you became a Beachbody coach, the more people you will attract. So spend 15 minutes today defining or redefining your why. Katie Ursa, her presentation at Summit this year was on the power of your why, the power of your story. And I have shared this with my team, and I've been sharing this with you guys, and I think it's great for you to share your story and to bite the bullet and get out there and be public about your story. The more that you put yourself out there, the more success you're going to have. And I'll give you an example. A couple of months ago, I was really struggling with, in college, I really struggled with anxiety. I kind of had a little bout of depression. It was all circled around some IBS, some issues that I was having, and it was actually quite debilitating. I couldn't leave the house. I had to quit my summer job, and I had just met Matt, and I was afraid he was going to think I was weird because I was having all these crazy anxiety issues. And I was able to overcome them through obviously some therapy and some medication and yoga and breathing and meditation. And I've been able to overcome that. And I've actually been able to keep that pretty much in check for the past 10 years of my life. But recently, some of those issues resurfaced again. And I was very afraid to share that publicly because I thought, that makes me very vulnerable. It kind of puts me out there and says I have weaknesses and that I'm not perfect. But in reality, one Saturday morning I woke up and I had all intentions of writing a blog post about clean eating and about my meal plan for the following week. And I thought to myself, I am so anxious right now that I can't even think about what I want to eat next week. All I can think about is that feeling in my chest, the tightness in my chest. I can't breathe. I don't know what to do. I can't focus. I can't pay attention, and I'm out of control, and I need to regain control. And I had like a little meltdown. And I thought to myself, instead of blogging about my meal plan, why not blog about my struggle? Why not blog about this anxiety that I'm struggling with? And I did. I blogged about it. I actually took a picture of me doing my workout, and I talked about how my workouts are my stress relief and how yoga really helps get me through. And then I did like 5 tips to overcoming anxiety. And I talked about my struggle. That's a piece of my story. And when I posted that piece of my story, as vulnerable as it made me feel to kind of out myself for having issues with anxiety, it made me relatable. It actually connected me to a lot of people that I would have probably never connected with that actually reached out and said, I'd like to help, really relate to you as a mom, and I feel like if you can do it, then I can do it. And what happened is it really just, it gave me some ideas, and I realized I've got this connection to helping people. I have this influence on social media. I'm going to start a challenge group that's all based around anxiety and stress management. And I'm going to teach people in a challenge group what I've done to overcome some of these obstacles. Now, does that mean I'm healed and I'm perfect? No, it's something I still struggle with. I still have to work at. But I'm going to use my struggle to empower other people to know that they can do it too. And so by me telling that bit of my story, that part of my why that makes me who I am, I'm now able to help more people. And by me being able to help more people, I'm achieving my goals too, right? Because I'm getting Success Club points because they're buying challenge packs and they're in my challenge group and I'm influencing them and I'm creating a positive ripple effect because of something that I was willing to share with others. So that is something, that's why your why is so important. Success truly is built on you telling your story. And I know on this phone right now, there are many of you that are afraid to tell your story. So I want you to really work at why you are a Beachbody coach, right? Okay. And then if you keep going down through here, success on demand, tips to be a new kind of entrepreneur, new improvements, like all of this stuff. This is where I want you guys to go. You need some information to help build your cup team here. Training section is great for you guys to kind of help you stay on the right path, all right? So this is your team cup tips and things that I want. So by the end of this week, everybody has got to set a Zoom call. I want you guys to chat with your cup teams. I want you to set some goals. I want you to share your favorite posts, challenge group ideas that are working. I want you to really step up and be leaders. I challenge every team to earn the Tier 3 prize, to get 75 points as a team, and to everybody to hit Success Club 10. Can you guys do that? I mean, I don't think there's too much to ask. I think if you set your mind to inviting at least 5 people every single day, to getting your business activity tracker out. And if you don't know what a business activity tracker is, your goal is to go to the Coach Online office, go to the training section, and print that bad boy out and start using it. If you don't know how, ask your coach for more information. But guys, we can do it. Success Club 10, non-negotiable, we got this, all right? Okay, and for my anxiety group, I have been getting a lot of coaches asking if they can be a part of it. It is only open to my personally sponsored coaches and my customers. Otherwise, it just gets too big, and I really want to make this an amazing group. If it goes well, I promise the next time I do it, I'll open it up to more people. All right, so that's the plan for that. All right, let me go back. So let me just give you guys some quick announcements. We have 17,596 coaches in the Dream Team organization, which is pretty incredible. I thought I would just share that with you. We've had 710 new coaches in the last 7 days, which means there are a lot of coaches that are coming into our team page, and they're not all personally sponsored by me. They're dispersed throughout our organization. Dang, you're right. It's amazing. That means we have a job to do, and it sometimes causes me a little anxiety because I'm thinking, man, we've got all these new coaches. How do I know if they're getting started right? How do I know if they're plugged into a great training system? How do I know if their coach is connecting with them, and are they involved in a challenge group, and are they, what? So I want to make sure that every new coach has a very smart start, and that starts with, number one, by you as the new coach taking the bull by the horns and making sure you log into your Coach Online office and hit up that training tab. It means that you send your coach an email and say, hey, I want to set up a call with you. It means that you ask your coach what challenge groups they're running so you can get plugged in. But also, make sure you're a part of, if you're not in my personally sponsored coach page, Melanie's Dream Team, the personally sponsored coach page, that's where my coaches are at. But we also have a larger team page. It's Melanie's Dream Team, and pinned to the top is the Coach Training University. It's actually a photo album that we have, and if you click on each photo in sequential order, you can work your way through our series of 4 weeks of the Coach Training University. Every Tuesday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, I have a new coach call, and it rotates. So tomorrow night is week 2 at 8 p.m., and I'll be talking about handling objections and the power of consistency and inviting. And so the link for that call, again, is in that photo album, which is pinned to the top of the team page. If you aren't sure where that's at, please ask your sponsor coach, all right, where to go for that. So that's your place to log in for training. And some of you have uplines that are very active, that run their own team pages and run their own coach training universities, and coach trainings and coach basics, and it's all interchangeable. It's all new coach training, but make sure that you check with your upline coach first. And you haven't seen the past week 3, day 4. It should be in there, Michelle. I'll go in and check just to make sure, but I'll check it all out and make sure it's all there for you when I get a chance this evening. All right. Okay, so let's kind of wrap up July. We're putting a close on July, and I just want to say we've had over 100 coaches, actually more than that, hit Success Club in the month of July. And on this list here is just my personally sponsored coaches. So I just want to give a quick shout out to Alyssa Shoemaker. She was our top Success Club point earner for my Dream Team. Karen Cerezo, who, by the way, is a brand new coach, had Success Club 31. Paula Chavez, Success Club 30. Lauren Mudd at 29. She was our guest speaker last week. But just a little tidbit for you guys. I am competitive by nature, and I like to see my name up on that board. And I've always been driven by seeing my name up on that board. And I always wanted to be at the top. And so I would look to see who were the people that were at the top, and those were the people that I would follow, and those were the people that I would watch on social media. And I would aim to beat them. And I would make my own personal competition to see if I could invite more, to be more consistent, to be more engaging, more interactive, and be at the top of that shout-out board. So I just want to tell you guys that this is how I've run my business and how I've stayed motivated, and hopefully it helps you guys to do the same too. So congrats to everybody in July that rocked Success Club, that grew their business forward. Why should you get Success Club 10 versus 5? It's more customer leads. It's more people that are coming to you that want help. It's more people that are getting transformations, that are going to give you referrals. It's potential coaches, and it's growth. So the number of Success Club points is a direct reflection of your income, of the number of people you're helping, and it's a great predictor of future success. So if you're making 5 and 10 and 40, Success Club 40, your monthly goal, your business is going to grow faster by the number of Success Club points that you have. All right? And not every month is easy. You know, some months are harder than others. You'll notice that August, as people start to think about back to school, you have to work a little bit harder. You have to be more creative. You got to come up with some great challenge group ideas. And this is where you can mastermind with your Team Cup or your upline sponsor for some ideas, right? So just because maybe August might seem a little tougher doesn't mean that you kind of say, oh, well, I'll just wait until things pick back up again, or when the kids go back to school in September. That's the thinking that gets you stuck in a rut, that stops your momentum. So what do you do when you feel like you're having a rough time? You put the pedal to the metal. You invite 10 people a day. You make sure you're consistent with your 3 to 5 posts a day. You think about what objections people are giving you, and that becomes Facebook posts. If you're getting price objections, post about it. If you're getting Shakeology objections, post about why it's worth the value is worth it. Watch YouTube videos about selling Shakeology, how to share and not sell. Get on YouTube and just Google search, training, social media trainings and Shakeology training videos, and educate yourself on better ways to lead by example. All right. So far in the month of August, Success Club 10 All-Stars, you've got Stina Williams already at 30 Success Club points in August, guys. She is rocking it up there in Canada. Megan Blinka right here in Western Pennsylvania with 20 points. Clarenda Price at 20. Brooke Benson at 16. Lisa Decker at 16. Amy Mastowski at 16. Lauren Mudd, Nicole Estep, Courtney Spencer. They're all at 16, guys. Even though it's a slow month, start planting those seeds. It's early. It's only the 10th. You guys can absolutely end this month strong. So here we go. We've got another round of Success Club 5, and here is our last page of Success Club 5 All-Stars. So guys, put it on your goal board. Set those goals. Know that you guys can all be up on this list by the end of the month. I truly believe it. I want to see you all there. All righty. So let's get rocking and rolling with our call tonight. My font changed, and I don't know why. It's supposed to say my top time management tips. So how many of you feel like time management is your biggest area that is holding you back in your business? How many of you feel like you are wasting time on the computer scrolling through the newsfeed? How many of you are getting a spouse that is irritated with you because you're spending too much time on the computer and you're investing so much time for a little return on your investment? Yes. Wow. It's a lot of people. Okay. So you procrastinate. All right. So not about the kids. That happens. Yeah. Okay. All right, so let me just say, the number one tip actually on my sheet of paper says, if I knew one thing before I started coaching, what would it be? If I knew one thing before I started coaching that I know now that I wish I had known then, what would it be? And I have to say it was balance. I'll tell you what. Let me just give you a backstory on this. I am horrible at balance. My husband will vouch for that. that at the beginning I was Beachbody. I was 100% full throttle, pedal to the metal, Beachbody. And I was like a wrecking ball. I was fired up. I didn't know where I wanted to go with my business. I just knew that I wanted to be successful. I didn't know what that meant. I just knew that I was going to do whatever it took to prove everybody that didn't believe in me wrong. But what I did was I ended up really doing a little bit of damage before I figured out the right way to do this business. So tonight I'm going to sit here and I'm going to share with you the things I wish I would have done from day one so that I can hopefully prevent you from making the same mistakes that I have made, right? All right, so Christy, can everybody else hear me, or is it just Christy's connection? Now you can. Okay. All right. So what's the one thing that I wish I would have known before I started? And so that would have been that, number one, the first thing that you have to do in your business is you have to identify why you're working so hard. Do you all know why you're working so hard in this business? For many of us, we're inviting and we're posting and we're getting Success Club points and we're investing all of this time, but why? What is it that we are trying to achieve in this business? Is it really choppy, guys? Okay, wait, hold on. Make sure yours is fine. Okay, make sure that if you are online and you're listening that you've closed out the other windows that you have, because a lot of times that's actually what causes a lot of the choppiness is that you have too many windows open at one time. So yes, and using the headphones definitely helps. Okay. All right, here we go. So for me, really just kind of identifying what it is. And I was having this conversation with actually a few people today. And so what is it? Is it that you want to quit your job? Is it you want to pay off debt? Is it that you want personal accountability with your health and fitness? Is it that you want to have a sense of belonging? Like you like Beachbody because you like challenge groups, you like being a part of something. You like people every single day telling you, good job, I'm proud of you. You did your workout today. Attaboy. Let's do it again tomorrow. Is it that you want to fit in? Is it that you're creating a future, a retirement, or paying for kids' college education, or like I said before, getting rid of debt? So what I want to suggest that you guys do, if you have not done this already, is if you're looking for a personal development book, that you read this one right here. It is Chalene Johnson's 30-Day Push, and I really love this book because this is the first thing that I did in my business was I wrote my priority statements in my business. And because I needed to figure out where my priorities were. And maybe your number one priority is to pay off your debt because you're going to have to declare bankruptcy, or you don't want to have to live paycheck to paycheck. So you need to make $100 a week in order to pay, just to make ends meet every single month. Or maybe you're saying to yourself, I'm in a job that I hate and I need to match my salary in the next 6 months so that I can put in my resignation. Or maybe you're saying to yourself, I just want to make an extra couple $100 so I can take my family on vacation or pay for Christmas in cash this year. So I want you to start brainstorming a list of ideas, and I want you to write down what's your top priority. Is it family? Is it right now just your basic needs being met? Like, what is it that is so important to you that if you did not have this one thing, everything else would crumble and fall? And then I want you to list out your goals, and start at the top and say to yourself, okay, it would be crazy cool if I could if I could pay cash for Christmas this year, if I could pay for all of my kids' tuition to school with my Beachbody money, or I could earn the Success Club trips for 2016, right? I want you to just start listing out goals, things you want to accomplish. I want to be a diamond coach because it would make me feel important. It would make me feel like I am a leader in this organization. And start listing those things out. Like, what is it that drives you to wake up every single day and want to work your business and want to stay focused? Now, why does this have anything to do with time management? If you don't have a roadmap for your business, then where are you driving to? Like, why are you here? So I feel like we need to, number one, have a reason for doing what we do, but then also, you're not the only person that's affected by your decision to be a Beachbody coach. Your spouse or a significant other, or if you're a single parent, your kids are affected by this, your friends, those that are closest to you. So you want to have something that's very apparent and clear that says, I am investing my time growing my Beachbody business so that we can have these things. This is what I'm working for. And sharing this with your family and saying, like, are you in agreement that these things are important? Like, do you agree that these are things that we want as a family? And if I work hard at these things for the next 6 months, what is this going to do for our lifestyle? And so when I was able to create this goal setting statement, and I was able to write this out, and then I was able to share this with Matt, and we were able to sit down and talk about why I was working so hard, the light bulb started to go off. Not right away, but the seeds began to be planted. And so what I did was I actually listed these things up, and I put them on my whiteboard and my corkboard in my makeshift office in the basement, and every day I would go to work on my goals, and I would go to work on my dreams, and it kept me focused because I knew that I had to prove that I could make this work by accomplishing not all the goals on there, but some of them, the big ones, but that Matt knew why I was doing what I was doing, because this was for the good of our family. It wasn't just something that I was doing to take away from our time together. All right, so setting your goal. So everybody's job tonight is to sit down and write out your goals. What do you want to accomplish in the month of August? What do you want to accomplish from now until the end of the year? And guess what? Goals are not always meant to be accomplished. They're meant to fall short. Sometimes you overshoot, sometimes you undershoot, but you can't be afraid to set goals. If you're afraid to set goals, then you're never really getting started. So let's just bite that bullet, let's rip that Band-Aid off, and let's set some goals tonight. So once you have your goals, right, and if you need help with that, again, the Chalene Johnson book is really going to help you in that area. Once you've got your goals, now we can start setting some parameters. We can start managing our time. So the next step in the process, number 2, is to start making a to-do list. You know that short term, the month of August, your goal is to get Success Club 10, and your goal is to sign 2 coaches. I'm just going to throw that out there. That's your goal for the month. Now, once you say that's my goal, now I need to decide what is my daily to-do list going to look like. And on Sundays, I sit down with my sheet of notebook paper, and I do what I like to call a mind dump. I've got this nice little piece of paper right here. It's just a rip-off, tear-off pad that it sits beside my computer. And from day one, I have sat down and I just start writing. Okay, I want to, Periscope. It's this new app that Chalene Johnson keeps talking about, and I really want to create a Periscope account. All right, create Periscope account. I'm not at Success Club yet, so I really need to hit Success Club this week. All right, I need to hit Success Club. Okay, how am I going to do that? I need to invite. Okay, I need to invite 5 people every single day. Invite. I need to follow up. I need to make a newsletter. Make a newsletter. I need to update the banner on my Facebook page. All right, so see what I'm doing? Everything is going through my mind. I need to schedule my Facebook post. I need to create a Sendable account. Let's start a blog. I would really like to make a like page. There are all these things that are nice to have, things we would like to do, but what is going to help you achieve your goal of getting to Success Club 10 and signing 2 new coaches first? It's not going to be the Periscope app. It is not going to be making a new blog or starting a blog right away. That's not going to be time value added. So what I do is I make this list of all these things I want to do, and then I prioritize them. and I write beside them, I list them from 1 to 10. And I say, okay, in this upcoming week, what do I need to do to build my business? So if you are using your personal Facebook page, then you are going to focus just on that. We're not starting anything new right now. We're just focusing on what we have. We need to get through the most important things first. And I always say to myself, is this a business building activity or is it a time wasting activity? So think about that. Like sitting around fiddling with fonts and apps, that's time wasting. Spending an hour making a Facebook post, that's time wasting. Those things should be quick and shouldn't take you very much time at all. All right, so I'm getting off track. So, all right, now we've got our to-do list. We've got a to-do list. It's based on your own personal goals. We've prioritized that to-do list. We know what we need to do. Now we need to schedule our time and set business hours. So how many of you on this call are saying to yourself, I work full-time. I don't have a lot of time to work my business. I need to know how to do a power hour. Or I don't know when, right? So there's lots of you that are doing that. So here is what I do. I'm actually going to do a little bit of a screen share with you guys. And I'm going to show you what I use. Desktop. Do not mind my crazy amount of windows on my, all right, you guys should all be able to see that, right? Okay, so, and I did not do a really good job at making my calendar this week because we were on vacation, but, all right, you guys should all be able to see that there, right? Sort of, it's squished. Does it look any better now? Some of you guys can see that. All right. Okay. So, oh, sorry guys. Hang on. I was listening to something else, so that's why it looks fine. Okay. All right. So what I do is I use Google Calendar. So if you don't have Google Calendar, I would highly suggest, because you can actually download the Google Calendar app right on your phone and everything syncs together, which I really love. So here is what I do. I will sit down every single Sunday, and I'm going to kind of go through this with you. So I know that my workouts happen every single day, and they start at 5 a.m. So what I do is, this is how I'm going to suggest that you guys do, is actually go in and schedule out your entire week, right? So you can actually go in here, and you can make it repeat every Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, whatever you want to do, and it never ends. And there you go, right? So now you've got your workouts in there. So I go in, and this is what I do. I say, okay, I'm going to work out, and if you decide, like tomorrow, you're not going to work out, then you can move it around. But I like it, right? And you can even color code your workouts, and you can say, all right, they're going to all be orange, because that's going to be my color of my workouts, right? And then maybe after you work out, maybe your workout's only from 5 to 5:30, but you're going to say, all right, I don't have to leave for work until 8 o'clock. And so what I do is I sit down at my computer and I say, all right, I'm going to do my check-in. I'm going to do my invite. I am going to do follow up and one post. And I write that right in there. And that's going to be from 6 to 7, right? And maybe you're going to do that every Monday through Friday because you work a full-time job. And maybe you just, and I like to sometimes just only schedule a week and out, right? So this might be what you do. Ends on Friday, August 14th. And, it starts today, ends on August 14th, done, right? And then maybe I'm going to make it this color, and so I save it, right? So what I like to do is I like to block out my Beachbody time, because I want to make sure that I can visually see where I've got windows in my day. So then from 6 to 7, I know I'm going to check in, and what I've gotten really good at doing is when I wake up in the morning and I do my workout, I try to cut as much fluff out of my life as I can. So when I was first starting my business, it was, I got to work out. I cannot hit snooze because I know that if I hit snooze, I'm wasting time. And that's 5 more minutes that I could be sitting at my computer and I could be inviting people. So when that alarm would go off, I would go in the zone where I was like, I'm up, I'm up, I'm up. I'm willing to do today what other people are not willing to do so that tomorrow I can have what other people wish they could have. And I would repeat that because I wanted to be successful so bad at this business. Like I had a goal set in my mind and I was going to do whatever it took to get there. And so when that alarm went off in the morning, out of bed I went. It was pure adrenaline. Then I did my workout as fast as I could. As soon as I was done with that workout, I ran to the kitchen table. I opened my computer and I said to myself, all right, no Facebook scrolling because Facebook scrolling is wasting time. You don't need to Facebook scroll. I would literally turn off, this is your tip, turn off your notifications, like the ding, your computer should always be on silent. You should turn off the chat bar. I don't know if you guys know that, but you can actually turn off the chat that so other people can see that you're online, because if you're trying to answer Facebook messages from the night before, or you're trying to check in with your challenge group and your best friend Sally's messaging you about what you're having for dinner or where you're going on Friday night, it's distracting you from building your business. So I turn the chat off unless it's time for open chats, right? Another great, sticky notes right over that part of the computer so you never even see the notifications. That's perfect also. So I literally sit down and I say to myself, okay, first things first, check in. I'm going to my challenge group. I'm going to post in my challenge group for today. Today's my day to post. I'm going to post. Then I'm going to go through my comments in my challenge group, and I'm going to answer my comments. Then, right from there, I'm going to go to my Facebook messages. I'm going to look at my Facebook messages, and I'm going to say, oh, this person wants more information about the 21-day fix. Let me answer that question. Oh, this person wants more information about coaching. Let me answer that. And I go through my messages. When that is completely done, then I go to my email, and I check in with my email. I respond and answer any messages that I need to. But here is the thing. This is where you have to be focused, laser focused on the task at hand. You are at the race against the clock. You know that from 6 to 7, you need to accomplish check-ins, invites, follow-ups, and a post. Maybe you have more time than this, or maybe you don't, but I'm giving you an example. And so what you need to do is if you get a notification that pops up that says, oh, Jamie posted in the 21-day fix group, you've already checked in there. You don't need to go back and automatically jump over there and answer her question just because she posted in the group. It is okay if that waits until a little bit later for you to respond, all right? So you really want to say to yourself, right now, I'm checking in with my challenge groups. For the next 10 minutes, I'm checking in. Then for the next 10 minutes, I'm answering messages. And when you start to get yourself in that zone where you aren't all over the place and you're focused on one task at hand, it starts to become a little easier. It takes practice. It's not easy. Sometimes I get distracted too, but it's really important that you're focused on the task at hand. Also, is your phone dinging at you all day long? Is it on silent or is it on vibrate? Turn off the notifications, guys. Turn off your Facebook notifications. Only go to Facebook when you have a purpose. Don't just say to yourself, well, I've got 20 minutes to kill. Let me just sit here and scroll the news feed. Because number one, you're wasting time that you could be spending being present with your family, where you could be talking to your spouse or significant other. If you open your Facebook and you are just sitting there scrolling, you are wasting time. Get out. Get out. Do something more productive, right? Keep your time in Facebook for the business building activity. One tip that I gave yesterday is if you are scrolling through Facebook because you just want to see what people are up to and you want to like people's things and you want to make sure that your prospects know that you're there, make a list of your prospects. You know who you're following, then you have scheduled that into your morning check-in. All right, I'm going to sit down with my contact list. I'm going to type their names in that little search bar on Facebook, and I'm going to go to Joe Schmo's page, and I'm going to like all of his posts. And I'm going to go to Sally Walker's page, and I'm going to like all her posts. And you schedule in a time to do your likes and your comments and following up with people to see what they're up to. And that way it keeps you on track and focused on the task at hand. Look, our spouses, our people in our lives, they're annoyed that we spend a lot of time on our phones and our computers anyway. So the more you can cut that back, the better. The more you can be aware of that, the better. Also, you're not a short order cook. So just because the phone dings at you does not mean you need to stop playing charades with your 4-year-old and you need to answer that message. Trust me, they can wait. Your 4-year-old is more important. If it is not Beachbody work time, it is not time to answer the phone, which means your phone the ringer should be turned off, or you should be locked in a drawer, or should be turned upside down so you cannot see it, because you want to make sure that you're spending time where time is needing to be spent so you can keep yourself in check. Learned the hard way, had a lot of knockdown, drag-out fights with Matt about it. I've had a lot of guilty feelings about it, and I wish I was better at this from the get-go. So let's set those parameters right now. And here's the bottom line. If somebody is not going to join your challenge group because you responded to them 3 hours after they sent the message, then they're just not meant for your group anyway, right? If they can't wait for you to get done having dinner with your family, that is not that important. And I've just learned that I need to show that those boundaries, and people need to respect that, and I respect them for that same reason as well. All right? Okay, so I've got my check-ins, my follow-ups, my hour blocked out. So then maybe I need to get ready for work from 7 to 7:45, out the door, and let's just pretend like from 8 to 5 I am at a job. But I get a break, and I know that from 12 to 1 it's my lunch hour. So maybe from 12 to 1 you're going to schedule in your lunch, but during lunch you're going to listen to personal development, or you're going to read, or maybe you are able to take your lunch and go somewhere in your car, and you can sit there and you can do check-ins and you can do follow-ups from your phone, and you can be very specific and very focused for that 1 hour. That might be a thing for you. Maybe you're in the car and you're driving an hour to and from work. That's a time that you can be doing personal development. There are great podcasts out there. Download the podcast app, The Chalene Show, Lewis House. Team Beachbody has a podcast section where you can listen to all the national wake-up calls. There's so much stuff out there. You can download Audible, which is another app for your phone, and you can download books and you can listen to audio while you're driving. Those are things that I do that help me so much to get things done and to stay focused. Also, maybe when you get home at night, this is another thing that I do, is from 5 o'clock, and I know this is not on there, but this is family time, all right? So from 5 to almost 8:30 every single day is family time. Very rarely will you see me responding to messages. I may post, but not a whole lot. You can see like my Tuesdays, I do work Tuesday evenings, but family time for me is 5 to 8:30, basically Mondays, Wednesdays, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, right, is my time with my family. That is the time that if somebody says, I need to talk to you right now, I usually don't answer. Or if somebody sends me a boxer, I usually don't answer. And I really try to just reserve that time without my phone, without technology, just for my family, right? So, yes, Audible is an app that you can download onto your phone. Yes. So block out your time of the day. Maybe you have a doctor's appointment. Like I put my doctor's appointments on there. I put everything that I need to do, I put on there so that I don't forget where I need to be. And I like to look at my time and say, where do I need to be spending my time? Like, for example, on Saturday, maybe it's going to be my rest day, and I'm just going to delete only this instance. And then this is something else I do, is I still get up, and maybe on Saturday, I'm going to do a blog post. Then maybe on Saturday, if I've achieved my Success Club points, I'm going to work on Periscope. I'm going to create a newsletter, and so then I can really block out that time, and then maybe I'm going to work on it until 9 o'clock, because I know my kids won't get up until 9 o'clock on the weekend, and holy cow, what could you accomplish if you said, you know what, on Saturday and Sunday mornings, it's quiet in my house, my kids are asleep, I'm going to get up at 5 o'clock, and I'm going to work. And do you see, I just created 4 more hours in my business to build my business. What if you said to yourself, you know what, I usually watch TV every Wednesday and Thursday night from 8 to 11. What if I DVR'd my favorite TV shows and I worked my business from 9 to 10, and then from 10 to 11, if we watched our favorite TV shows, we could watch 2 shows in the time that we would usually watch just 1. So that is just, these are things that I've done. I've blocked out my Beachbody time. Make sure, and I know mine looks very different, but for you guys, this is really where you really want to sit down and you really want to block out your time, and you want to say, like, where am I wasting my time? If you didn't get a chance to listen to Summer Tucker's call last week on the National Wake Up Call, go back and listen to it. It is awesome. It is truly awesome. If you can master the art of scheduling your calendar, you know, it's really going to make a big difference. And you're right, give up TV. It's really not worth it. I gave up TV. I gave up Grey's Anatomy. I gave up, you know, some of my favorite TV shows. And you know what? I would rather do personal development. I'd rather spend my time building my business. And I always say, like, spending 3 years, the way I spent my life working hard to build my business was totally worth the residual that our family has been able to reap the benefits because of that. But it's very important that you have these checks and balances. So, for example, on family time, if your phone dings from now on, what are you going to do? Ignore it. Turn it on silent. Put it away. If it's urgent, somebody will call your house, or your family member will call you if they need you, right? All right. You're going to schedule your time. You're going to set your business hours. You're going to make your own Google Calendar. Maybe your pen and paper. You're going to write this out on your paper. But start putting in your daily, you know, your to-do list. Maybe Wednesday mornings, if you are home and you have time, maybe this is going to be video days. Like, I will schedule right in my video days, and I will say, okay, I want to make a video launching new challenge group, how to make Shakeology, and I'm going to do that from 7 to 8, right? And I'm going to save that in here so I know exactly what I'm doing, and I know Tuesday night to be prepared that on Wednesday morning I need to get up, I need to take a shower, I need to put makeup on, and I'm going to actually make videos on Wednesday. And I'm ready to do that task because I've scheduled it in my calendar. I've scheduled my workouts. That is very important, all right? So this is also, you can even do tasks in here too, tasks right here. And then I think, yeah, so over here you can even, like, make your to-do list. You know, laundry, you know, post office, right? So you can even do stuff like that. You can make your task list if you want to do that as well. And I know that if you, like, click on here, you can put, like, a due date and stuff like that for it also, and that's really, really helpful. So, all right. So that is, go back over here. So that's really how I manage my time, and I love it. And I think it's super helpful for me to do that Google Calendar. It syncs to my phone. It sends me reminders when it's time to check in. The other thing that I do is I've used what's called the 30/30 app, or it's like my race against the timer. And my 30/30 app is where I set a goal for, okay, maybe blog posts are taking you too long to write, or maybe you're spending too much time writing your Facebook post. So set the timer for 10 minutes, and that's all you're allowing yourself to do. And once that 10 minutes is up, it's time to turn off that. It's time to turn off that. It's time to do something different, right? So you're going to get out of that, post whatever you have. Don't spend all of this time making sure that all of your Facebook posts are perfect. Everything's exactly the way you want it. It's just about getting it out there. People don't care if your font is in the right place or the right order. The content is what people are after. It's better for you to take the time to take a couple extra pictures of yourself to make sure that it looks good versus wasting all the time making these pretty collages. People just don't care. Just put the content out there. If you can get it out there faster, you're going to have more success. All right? Set a timer, make sure that you're not wasting time, give yourself some checks and balances. And then some of the things that I did is I read the book by Brian Tracy, Eat That Frog. I don't know how many of you have read that book, but it truly is a game changer for me too. And it talks about doing the things that you don't like to do first. So if inviting is your frog, if follow-ups are your frog, if making videos are your frog, those are the things that you should do first thing in the morning. And so I'm really bad at invites. So I started doing those things first thing in the morning. So the first thing I do after I do my workout, I sit down to my computer, is I send out my invites so that I can get that done and out of the way. Then I do my follow-up. Then I check into my challenge groups. And if you get into the process of saying, what am I procrastinating with? What is the one thing that I know would move my business forward, but I keep putting it off, like telling your story or launching your business, then that's what you want to schedule to do first in your business every single day. So even within your to-do list, within your calendar, you can prioritize, right? You can set buckets for things as well. So Eat That Frog by Brian Tracy. He has another book. It's this small little time management book. It looks like this. It's another one that I've used. Here's this Chalene Johnson 30-Day Push. You can also sign up for the 30-Day Push online for free. It's 30daypush.com, and you can actually go in and it'll send you emails every single day. And you can watch Chalene's little videos about that too. I find that is very helpful. So some of the things that I wish I would have known before I started my business is better communication with my spouse, setting this calendar, but then sitting down with Matt and saying to him, like, hey, babe, this is what my week looks like. I have a team call on Monday night at 9. My new coach call is going to be every Tuesday at 8. Thursday nights is going to be our date nights. I would like to make sure we watch a movie together and we spend time together. I'm not going to work on Saturday and Sunday afternoons because people just really aren't online anyways. So spend time with your family. Thursday nights are usually pretty quiet. You're going to start developing this routine. Share your to-do list with your spouse. Share your calendar of when you're going to work with them. If you need their help to watch the kids, share that with them so that you're on the same page. Communication is the key to your success, but then you also making sure that you stick to your schedule, and when it's time to turn it off, that you are indeed actually turning it off. It takes practice. You're not going to be perfect at it. Sometimes Matt says to me, all right, Melanie, you said you were going to be done at 10, and you're not done. So, you just one of those things you constantly have to work at, but you will get better at it. But you can't ignore it. You can't sweep it under the rug. You got to focus on the most important business building activities first, and everything else can wait until later. Like most of you and myself, being a mom full time, when I was building my business at the beginning, I had to prioritize. I couldn't do it all. I had to just focus on what I was going to do to get by each and every day. The rest will happen, and you don't have to worry about being perfect. All right? Okay, questions, real quick. Any questions you guys have for me about time management? Anything you'd like me to elaborate on? Because I'm more than happy to do a part 2 and a part 3 for you guys on time management. And I will even give you some enrichment and assignments for you guys to do later this week. But your goal for you guys tonight is to really sit down and write out your why. Why are you working so hard at this business? What are your top 10 goals for 2015? What do you want to accomplish? And then share that with your significant other. I really want you to expand on that. And then if I do like a part 2 and a part 3, what would you like me to expand on even more? I can even, if you want to give me some suggestions, I'll be happy to dig into that too. I'm just reading your comments. Love the Google Calendar. Yes, definitely. It's nice, and it syncs on your phone too. Books. Push by Chalene Johnson. Eat That Frog, Brian Tracy. This one looks like this. Here's another time management. Craig Holiday, his 90 Days to Excellence series, the time management call was a game changer for me. I will upload that for you guys. Apple Calendar is great, but I like the Google Calendar better. Is the new coach call on invite? That is my hardest. Tracy, yes, I will be talking about inviting, yes. 30-day push can be done online for free, yes. It is www.30daypush.com if you want to do that online for free. I like the workbook because it gives you questions and answers. I think it's great. It's also something you can use in your challenge groups with your challengers as well. It talks about priorities and fitness goals as well. Anything else? Everybody's ready to go set goals now, right? And manage our time a little better? Posting faster, yes. If you feel like you're scaring people away with your invites, then really go back and focus on what are you saying? Are you being salesy? Like, do you literally have the sale in mind? I know this isn't time management related, but is all you can think about is the sale, sale, sale? Or are you actually interested in the person that you're inviting? Or do you want to get to know them better? Do you want to know why they want to do this challenge group or what they struggle with? Like, that's the first thing. It's like taking that step back and developing the relationship before you just jump into the Success Club points. And while, yes, that takes a little bit longer to develop that relationship, it's much more worth it. If you're better on the phone, then get on the phone and talk to those people instead. But if you're not having success with invites and you've invited hundreds of people and you still haven't hit Success Club and you've been a coach for a couple of months, you're definitely making a mistake. And it could be that you're not breadcrumbing. It could be you're not asking questions. You're not actually interviewing the challenger. It could be that your social media, your Facebook, go back and evaluate yourself and say, what am I doing wrong? Like, am I selling on my Facebook page or am I sharing my life? And look at your timeline and say, am I doing 3 to 5 posts a day where people see me working out, eating healthy, hanging out with my family? Am I sharing my why, my story? Am I, evaluate yourself. That's where you want to focus. Personal message. All invites, the only way it qualifies as an invite is if it's a personal message, an email or a personal Facebook message. Kristen, I do have an assistant. Now, I did not at first. I do not use MailChimp. I use Aweber, but very infrequently. I just use it for my blog. For new coaches, but the main thing to focus on your why, yes, Ashley. So if you're a new coach, it is a slow start. Your focus is the 3 vital behaviors. So inviting, following up, 3 to 5 times a day posting, being a product of the product. Everything else is fluff. Right? So you just want to focus on the basics of your business, of getting traction and consistency. If you're a brand new coach and you have not read The Compound Effect by Darren Hardy, this is really where your first personal development book should be, because you're developing the foundation of your business and you're beginning to pump your well to create that consistency. So this is important. And you just kind of keep going back. People are just going back to the price again. I try to divert them and say, well, the price depends on the program that we choose. So I'm asking you these questions so I can make a recommendation on the best program to meet your needs. So I always go back to why I'm asking the questions and letting them know, like, this is why I'm doing what I'm doing. Christy, do I think that 3 is better than 5? I think if you're posting 5 times a day just to say you posted 5 times a day, but they're crappy posts, like they're just shared posts or they're just something to put something out there so you can say that you checked that box off, then I would just do 3 quality posts. But if you have something good to say, then do 5. But if you don't, just do 3. No, I do not always schedule my posts or share those ideas. I usually just do them as it comes to my mind, but I typically have like a schedule in my mind. Like I always do a morning workout post, always, because people follow that for motivation. I always do like my Transformation Tuesdays. I try to make Wednesdays recipes. I try to do Thursdays. Now it's my shout outs, but it used to be more of like Throwback Thursday. Fridays is usually like something fun, Flex Friday, that kind of stuff too. I use Sendable, which is an auto scheduler, and I use that and that could actually be a call topic. I could talk about Sendable and Hootsuite, but I do use that for my challenge groups and just for my challenge groups. I schedule all my challenge group posts so that I don't have to worry about being there right at 7 a.m. because that's when I like to have my posts up. So that is something that I schedule out. All right. I didn't realize it was 10 after 10, so I will let everybody go. and I will let you guys get on with your evening. And but I will do some calls on Hootsuite and Sendable as well. But great call tonight, guys. Time management just is an area that we always have to continually work at, and we will get better at it. So take this call, share it with your team. If they didn't get to listen, make sure they get the recording. I'll post it in the team page under the files section in Coach Call Recording. It will also be up on my YouTube channel as well. And I hope you guys have an awesome and amazing evening. And go out there and schedule those Team Cup groups so that you guys can get together and get those points. Remember, goal 75 points for every team, Success Club 10. Let's rock this Team Cup. Let's have a great week. And I'll see you guys back here next Monday night. Take care, everybody. Good night.